Presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
Welcome to T-Mobile Tuesday Night Baseball here at the Big A. The Angels, after the off day yesterday and the series sweep over the Texas Rangers, tonight welcome in the Minnesota Twins for the first of three. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big A. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas, and over the weekend we saw the big bat of C.J. Cron in action. 3 straight games with a home run.
Yeah, he looks really comfortable at the plate. Let's check out our T-Mobile game changer, C.J. Cron, getting that opportunity to swing the bat on a consistent basis, getting that DH role, occasional first base, driving the ball to all fields, and that's the thing that C.J. can do so well. He's got great power, but he can get the ball out the center, he can hit the ball out the right field, but he also can turn on the ball and get it out to left field. 3 consecutive games in which he's hit a home run, now 4 home runs on the season. He's been driving the ball, he's been seeing the ball well, and getting comfortable, getting more and more at bats. He's looking for a potential tie a rookie record, but Tim Salmon homer in 4 straight games. Way he swing the bat, we might see that tonight.
And he has swung the bat well against right-handed pitching. He'll see one tonight. Kyle Gibson's on the hill for the Twins. C.J. Wilson for the Angels.
Yeah, this is a good one here tonight. Chevron starting pitchers for tonight. It's going to be a battle. Both these guys have been throwing the ball well. C.J. Wilson's been throwing the ball exceptionally well at home of late. And Kyle Gibson, he's been a guy that's been on fire. He's thrown 22 straight scoreless innings, 6-5 mark, very good ERA versus 7-6. For C.J. Wilson. Both will throw strikes with their fastball. Both will try to get you out with their breaking ball. It should be a fun one here tonight, seeing these guys throw the baseball.
Halos 8-1 over their last 9 home games. See if they can keep it going, as we are just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Sit back and relax. Lineups and first pitch when we return. Angels Baseball is brought to you by CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. By AT&T UVerse TV, rethink possible. By the all-new 4-door Fiat 500L. Visit FiatUSA.com. And by the UPS Store, your one-stop shop for your small business needs. Welcome back here to the Big A. Mike Scioscia's just exchanged the lineup cards. The Angels waiting C.J. Wilson to take the field. And C.J., as we all know, takes his time in getting out there, especially here at home. And we'll see when he decides to finally grace us with his presence. The Angels wearing their red alternate tops. And as I mentioned, going to break, played very good baseball here at home of late. The 5-1 homestand. The last time around, they've won the first 3 of this 6-game homestand so far. As we take a look at the key standings in the American League West, the Angels with an opportunity to pick up a full game on the Oakland Athletics as they drop one tonight to Bartolo Colon and the New York Metropolitans.
The bottom line is Mike Scioscia Club had to turn it around at home, and they certainly have done so of late, playing consistent baseball. The starting pitching has been keeping them in games. Some clutch hitting, some outstanding defensive work also has allowed the club to get back where they're at right now at 8 games under 500. An opportunity to pick up a full game, like you mentioned, against Oakland.
This is a Minnesota Twins team, too, that has played better baseball of late. They just swept the 4-game series against the Chicago White Sox, a quick 4-game homestand for them. And they come into the Big A with a 36-38 record, tied for 4th in the American League Central, 5 back of the Detroit Tigers. Ron Gardenhire at the helm for his 13th season with the Minnesota Twins. There was some talk last year that perhaps things didn't go well, that they might make some changes, and Gardy might be one of those guys, but Gardenhire stayed in. They did make some changes to their coaching staff. Tom Bernanski's their hitting coach. Paul Molitor is showing the coaching staff, and they try to turn things around. It feels like, and you see some of that starting to happen.
Yeah, they got some good veterans on that coaching staff. Guys have had a lot of experience, not only doing well in the major leagues, but also in the postseason, so they can translate that into a lot of these young players that they try to get back into winning and playing that good fundamental baseball that we're used to seeing from the Minnesota Twins.
Let's check out that lineup as presented by Ron Gardenhire. You mentioned this is number 75 for them. They have Danny Santana leading things off and playing shortstop. Brian Dozier at second. Joe Mauer at first base. Josh Willingham, the Angel killer, in left. Kendrys Morales, our old friend, is the DH spot. Kurt Suzuki's doing the catching. Chris Parmalee at right. Eduardo Escobar is the third baseman, and Superman himself, Sam Fuld, is batting ninth and playing center field. Taking on C.J. Wilson, rolls into this one with a 7-6 record, a 3.34 ERA, coming off a no decision his last time out.
He's throwing the ball so well at home of late. Last 6 home starts, 5-0 with an ERA 1.58. He allowed 8 earned runs in his 45 2/3 innings pitched at home. And the keys for C.J. keep up that good pace. He had a great pace his last time out on the road. And remember, ex-Angel Kendrys Morales, one of the few hitters in this lineup from Minnesota that has had success, coming in hitting .429 against him. Willingham and Morales, the 2 hitters for the Twins that have had success against C.J.
Let's check out the defense behind C.J. Wilson this evening. Josh Hamilton at left, Mike Trout at center, Cole Calhoun at right. The infield consists of David Freese, Eric Aybar, Howie Kendrick, and Albert Pujols from third to first. Hank Conger behind the plate.
Anytime C.J. on the mound, you're going to get a lot of ground ball action, especially to Eric Aybar. He leads the American League as far as fielding percentage for shortstops, .982. It's no error in his last 13 games for Eric Aybar. Great range and even better throwing arm.
Halos with the victory on Sunday over Yu Darvish and the Texas Rangers. Now 41-33. That is their high water mark as far as games over 500. Trying to establish a new one. Not only that, pick up a game on the Oakland Athletics. Tonight's first pitch is being delivered by the UPS store. Danny Santana ready to lead things off. Switch hitting shortstop. Playing in his 36th game. 323 average, a couple of home runs, 15 runs batted in. This is a Twins team that, while they're coming off a 4-game sweep of the Chicago White Sox at home, they've just been okay out on the road, kind of like the Angels have struggled out on the road. Minnesota with a 17-21 record. First one tonight is in there for a strike. That is Jerry Davis, the veteran, calling the balls and strikes. Quinn Walcott at first, Mark Carlson at second, and Greg Gibson at third base, the umpiring crew for this 3-game series. 0-2. Freese and Pujols, corner infielders at third and first respectively, will now back up a little bit. Santana with some speed, had 30 stolen bases in the minor leagues last year. The 0-2. It's a breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that's what we saw a lot out of C.J. last game out in Cleveland. He was ahead of the count quite often. And his pace was good. He had a real good changeup that he started early in the game, a good field pitch for him.
There were 114 pitches in that start. Mostly thrown since May 28 start. This one's out toward right center field. Trout tracking him down, makes the catch at right center. There's the first down of the ballgame.
Good communication right away between Calhoun and Trout. Trout read that well off the bat, called the ball, and then Calhoun was behind him just in case something would go wrong on that play.
Leadoff man retired, and it's Brian Dozier, the second baseman, coming up. '26-year-old hitting .245 with 15 home runs and 37 RBIs. First pitch strike. Halos did not fare well against the Twins last year. A 1-5 record against Minnesota. And that early season series last year in April. This one's fouled off to the right. One of the games got snowed out.
And Joe Mauer swung the bat extremely well against the Angels last year. He's on deck.
Mauer and Willingham have terrific numbers, career numbers against the Angels. Mauer has struggled against C.J. Wilson. 0-2 outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dozier with 12 doubles, no triples.
It's good to see those C.J. back-to-back hitters to start this game. 0-2 counts.
Now it missed upstairs, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mauer on deck, 1 out here to start this ball game, and Dozier again fouls it off to the right. This one into the upper deck. The count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. First start for CJ here at home since June the 8th. That was against the White Sox. Picked up the victory now while giving up a run on 3 hits, working 7 1/3. Two. This one's looked foul.
Well, I hope this doesn't turn into a bat like last night. I was watching Ackley versus Lackey last night. It was a 13 pitch at bat. Seattle played well again against Boston. King Felix with the W.
Full count. And Boston continues to struggle. 35-42 record. Seattle, the start of the day, just a game and a half back of the Angels. 3-2. Dozier, this one out toward right center field, hit well. Calhoun moving over though. 2 down. So CJ wins the first battle between himself and Brian Dozier. 2 down, nobody on. Here comes Joe Mauer. '31-year-old former catcher and now first baseman. .261 average, a couple of home runs, 22 runs batted in this year.
They're really interesting, even though he hasn't swung the bat well against CJ, always been known to take the first pitch. I wonder if he'll be more aggressive because of the fact he hasn't had a lot of success against CJ.
Season ago, hit .324. He takes a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Now 2 for 22 in his career against CJ Wilson. That's a go-get-him stat, isn't it? If you're looking at that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Especially with 2 outs, nobody on.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go right after him, especially knowing that Joe Mauer very rarely swings at the first pitch. So you get ahead with a fastball, and then all of a sudden he's behind 0-1. You can expand the zone against even a guy with a great swing like Mauer.
.363 career average against the Angels. He swings through that one. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two fly ball outs for CJ to start off this ball game. Full count. There's Kendrys Morales waiting his turn to come out to the on deck circle.
Yeah, the conversation already. What a presence he's been in the clubhouse for the Minnesota Twins already. Hasn't been there long, but they already feel that presence he brings to a clubhouse.
Here's the payoff. Bauer grounds one to short. T.J. Wilson with a 1-2-3 at top of the first. Calhoun trying to Pujols coming up for the Angels in a scoreless tie. Scoreless as we begin the bottom of the first inning, and that is a Mike Trout to continue to swing a hot bat. Had his hitting streak snapped over the weekend, but still leading the charge for this Angels ball club with a 41-33 record. It'll be Cole Calhoun leading things off, playing right. Mike Trout in center, Albert Pujols at first, Josh Hamilton in left, Eric Ivar the shortstop, Howard Kendrick at second, C.J. Cron the DH tonight, David Freese at third, Hank Conger at ninth. And do the catching as they take on the 26-year-old right-hander native of Greenfield, Indiana. His name is Kyle Gibson.
Kyle Gibson's been throwing the ball very well of late. It's not allowed to run in his last 22 innings pitched. It's allowed 11 hits, 16 punch-outs in those 22 innings. But the keys against Gibson, don't let that fastball get away. He will throw a lot of fastballs. Drive that fastball to the gap. Go gap to gap against him. Doesn't give up many big flies, and he's around the plate a lot.
Cole takes outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Calhoun at .267 batting average, 6 home runs, 14 runs batted in.
As most Minnesota Twins pitchers, they don't waste a lot of time. They're on that pitching rubber, and they're going to throw a lot of strikes and try to keep the ball down.
There's a strike. And it is 1-1. Cole homered in Sunday night's game, a 2-run shot. Ended up going 1 for 3 in that ball game. Gibson, a big guy, listed at 6'5", not overpowering, but he is off to a very good start. Had 10 starts last year for the Minnesota Twins and struggled through those. Seems to have turned the corner though here in 2013, as that one is off the plate. It's 3 balls and a strike. As a matter of fact, he's thrown 22 consecutive scoreless innings.
You mentioned not overpowering though, but he will pitch to contact, keep the ball in the yard when he's allowed. 4 home runs in 83 innings pitched this season.
3-1 on the way. And there's a walk, so the leadoff man on board for the Angels.
Time for a Hyundai key to the game. Little Sam Smith. Stay with me again. Think in terms of that fastball, slider away. Stay with that pitch and drive that ball in the alley against Gibson. Do not try to hit the ball out of the ballpark unless he makes a mistake, because he will play into his hands if you chase pitches out of the strike zone.
There's Trout. 306 batting average of 16 home runs and 54 runs batted in. Trout just 2 for 11 in the Rangers series. Looks at a strike. Multi-hit game on Sunday.
You can see Gibson, he's pretty quick to the plate. Not easy to steal against. He's allowed 3 stolen bases in 5 attempts, but you can put the hit and run on with him, especially because he's a sinker ball pitcher, keeps the ball down.
He's posted a ground ball percentage of 56.2, 5th best in the American League, highest among Twin starters. He's faced 342 batters, 343 now, 150 ground balls. That's down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So I've always felt, Victor, when you have a guy that's going to get a lot of ground balls, the best chance to beat that as far as the infield defense is having movement, having your runners go, because then they're out of their position and some of those routine ground ball outs turn into hits.
Escobar, the third baseman, playing a little bit toward the line against Trout. Take away anything down the line, especially with that two-seamer or sinker running down and in on Trout. Halos faced him last year, July 23rd, right here at the Big A. 1-1 pitch. Lays off. 2 balls and a strike. In that start, he went 6 innings. 5 hits, 2 runs, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. A lot of hits, a lot of walks last year. But he is, like I said, Rick Anderson at the helm, pitching coach, longtime pitching coach. It's kind of been the mantra for the Minnesota Twins. 2-1. Breaking ball, nice dig by Kurt Suzuki.
So far, some pretty good patience by the Angel hitters against Gibson, not swinging that fastball down or slider down. And Texas pitched Trout pretty well. They went upstairs with a lot of fastballs pitched inside, stayed away from that happy zone down in the strike zone against them. It should be a good matchup, though, for Trout against Gibson. He's 1 for 3 in his career, but everything is down in his zone. Should be a good night for Trout.
Quick throw over, and Cole is back. Back-to-back 3-1 counts for Gibson to start off this ball game. Calhoun working the walk. Cole having to deal with a ribbon of sunshine as he takes his lead over at first base. See his face in the glare. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Full count.
Like Mike Trout pulled off on that pitch, down and in. But that's a pitch, though, if he gets again, he can hit well to right center field. And Minnesota not playing over in that gap in the right center like we saw Texas play that way. Should be going here, Cole Calhoun, on a 3-2 count.
Cole takes off. 3-2 is tapped foul. So Calhoun will head back over to first base. And we'll reset and do it again. Pujols on deck. C.J. Wilson with a 1-2-3, top of the first inning. 2 fly ball outs and a ground out. Good lead once again for Cole. Even though Gibson threw 7 shutout innings against the Red Sox, allowing 2 hits the last time out, and struck out 8, got a no decision. 8 strikeouts, a career high for him. Calhoun takes off. The 3-2 is down low. So back-to-back walks to start this bottom of the first inning. 2 men on, nobody out, and Albert coming to the plate.
Pujols is 2 for 3 against Gibson. And you have to be patient, bring that fastball up. When you see that fastball, drive it.
Albert hitting .255 with 16 home runs and 44 runs batted in. One for 6 in the series against Texas. Looks at a strike. Halos 5 for 21 in the series against Texas with men in scoring position. Overall, a .246 team batting average. Big hole on the right side. It's Dozier trying to keep Calhoun close to the bag. At second base, Mauer playing behind Trout at first. And again, Escobar, the third baseman, toward the line. Now, being the first inning, it's interesting to see the third baseman play that tight toward the line.
And that's a big hole between short and third, and that's where Albert's been hitting a lot of ground balls hard of late.
Breaking ball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Making it work for sure. 14 pitches, 9 balls, 5 strikes.
Don Baylor back on the bench.
Yeah.
Big news for the Halos today.
Good to see Groove back. Full-time basis, no limitations. 1-1 now. 1-2.
That's the pitch right there you try to lay off of, because it starts on the inside corner. It's going to run off the plate. If you make any contact at all, it's going to be a ground ball, more than likely to shortstop or third baseman.
Assuming it's not off your body.
Exactly.
Calhoun at second, Trout at first. Here's the 1-2. This is a ground ball toward the hole. The shortstop Santana throws to second. Everyone is safe. Good hustle by Trout.
And that's the thing. It's rated out. When that ball was hit, Trout was thinking, I'm at the very least, I'm going to prevent a double play from being turned. So he ran quickly right at the base, slid in there, and was safe on the throw from Santana over to Dozier at second base. Hitting that hole we were just talking about. But Santana did a nice job of backhanded, but had a tough time getting the ball out of the glove initially, and it allowed Trout to be safe. Dozier unable to quickly throw over the first to get Pujols.
So a bases loaded situation here with nobody out. Hamilton at the plate. Pujols reaching on the fielder's choice. Hamilton hitting .317 on the year with 3 home runs. Here's the first one. Takes downstairs.
Hamilton, a .318 career hitter against the Twins with 11 home runs and 39 RBI.
Joshua 3 for 10 against his former teammates, the Rangers. Off-speed pitch. Cuts through it, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Lefties have hit Gibson to a .270 batting average this year. Righties at just .183. Two balls, 1 strike. Tried to back it up with another one.
Well, unusual for Gibson. He's thrown 19 pitches, 11 of them out of the strike zone. Especially when you're a pitch to contact pitcher. You really open up the door for a big inning against you when you walk batters.
Now the 2-1. This is line to center field. That will get down for a base hit. Cole Calhoun will score. Trout being waved in, and he is safe at the plate. 2-0 Angels. Josh Hamilton with his 16th and 17th runs batted in.
In the middle, the gap-to-gap approach against Gibson. Well done by Josh Hamilton. And a very aggressive base running by Mike Trout. Gary DiSarcina at third base, knowing that Sam Fold doesn't have necessarily a great throwing arm, even though he has 4 outfield assists. throw online, but not quite there on time as Trout's able to get by the tag by Kurt Suzuki.
Pujols stopping at second base. Trout with that little stutter step, waiting to see if that ball was going to be caught by Fold. And that scoreless inning streak for Kyle Gibson is done.
That's still one of those streaks and marks in baseball that will be very difficult ever to get close to again.
Yep.
It's the third longest. Yeah, and Don Drysdale.
But as far as Gibson is concerned, third longest as a Twin. Johan Santana had 33 scoreless back in 04. Cisco Liriano 23 in 2010.
I don't know about you, Victor. I was always happy to get one scoreless inning. Go from there.
I find Jason the first one fouls it off. And it's no balls and a strike. It's baby steps, right?
Yeah, I didn't want to be greedy. One was good.
Yeah. Ibar hitting .283, 5 home runs, 38 runs batted in. He's got Albert at second, Hamilton at first. Escobar, the third baseman, playing in. But and that trying to figure out if it got him or the bat.
I hope he didn't get his fingers. I hope his finger's all right. He's going to try to walk it off. There's no one tougher than Eric Ibar on this team. Squared around the bunt. Going to end up getting him in the forearm area.
Yeah. Better there than in the fingers.
No question.
We've already seen that this year with David Freese and Ian Stewart.
It's when you keep adding on. You have a very hot pitcher at this point. We mentioned 22 straight innings without giving up a run. Has already given up 2. Now the base is loaded again against him.
Here's Howie Kendrick. Breaking ball missing outside. Kendrick with a 7-game hitting streak. .273 batting average, 4 home runs, 29 runs batted in. And the game winner Saturday. Double to the alley in left center field. They scored Josh Hamilton from first. One of the 2 hits that he had in the series against Texas. This one's out to right field. Parmalee moving over. That falls in for a base hit. Pujols will score. Hamilton being waved in. He's going to score. Ibar to third. It's 4-0 Halos.
I'll tell you what, that's a good piece of hit by Howie. Great base running by Hamilton. He read that. There was no way Parmalee was going to make the play. He was just right behind Pujols to score the 4th run of the inning. Well, what do we say the keys against Gibson? Just gap to gap. Don't try to do too much. He doesn't give up the long ball. So just make good contact, be patient. And a nice hack here by Howie, the inside. Didn't get the big part of the barrel of the bat, but the good enough part to be able to fight that in the right field for another hit. But he's looking the other way the whole approach there to get an RBI, 2 RBI single.
Howie with his 30th and 31st runs batted in. Now an 8-game hitting streak. And still nobody out. Runners at the corners. C.J. Cron, the DH, now up. One ball, no strikes. Cron a 1-for-3 game. Sunday night. That was against Yu Darvish. Picked up a home run. .286 average, 6 home runs now, and 18 runs batted in. There's Ibar standing at third and Kendrick at first.
It's so important, especially with an off day. You try to get your timing together. 2 important walks to start the game, and a good hustle play by Trout to get to second base to avoid that force out on the ground ball by Pujols. And then the good swings continue from that point. Hamilton and Kendrick.
Chopper to the left side. They go to second base for one. The relay back to first in time. The run scores. It's 5-0 Angels. No RBI for Cron. Clear the bases with 2 outs now for David Freese. Action in the Minnesota Twins bullpen now. Sam Deduno. Imagine that'll cool if Gibson gets David Freese here. And Freese looks at an off-speed pitch for a strike. David a .224 average. A couple of home runs, 18 runs batted in. In the hole now at no balls and 2 strikes. Freese ended up going 3 for 10 against Texas. 3 RBIs over the last 3 games. 0-2 pitch. Fastball. Just missed off the plate. .30 pitches thrown by Kyle Gibson here in the first. 5-0 Angels. 1-2 pitch. Chopper left side. Escobar, the shortstop, pardon me, the third baseman, cuts off Santana, the shortstop. They throw out Freese, but the Halos send 8 men to the plate, score 5 times. We'll head to the second with the Angels leading at 5-0. Sent 8 men to the plate against Kyle Gibson. As we walk into our broadcast booth, I'm Victor. That is Mark, and this young lady right here is former Olympian Janet Evans, kind enough to join us. And random because we weren't expecting you. It's a pleasure and an honor to meet you in person. And what brings you here to the ballpark? LA 84 Foundation is what I'm being told.
So the LA 84 Foundation was begun by Peter Ueberroth after the 84 games with the leftover money, which, because Peter ran the games so well, there was a large surplus from the 84 games. So that money was put into our foundation, and the foundation now supports youth sports throughout the Southern California region. So we, teach kids how to swim, which is very, near and dear to my heart. We provide soccer balls and fields, and we redo fields, make things better for young athletes to get involved in sport.
So you've been involved with this for how long? Since you were competing in the Olympics?
Well, after I competed. So yeah, in 84 I was 12. So one of the players down there tonight was like, "You swam in 84?"
That's
no,
what I said.
Thank you though. But yeah,
someone told me that too. I'm like, no, 84. I was still a junior.
Yeah, exactly. So so I was in the stands in 84, but then I swam 88, 92, 96, and became involved with the foundation afterwards.
Gotcha.
I am a Southern California girl. I grew up right up the street here in Placentia. And I'm an Orange County girl.
El Dorado High School.
That's right.
Yeah, that's always been a great program too. I know that over the years, coaching against them.
Josh Willingham with a deep fly ball to center field. Trout's going to climb the wall. Did he get it? Don't think so. Josh Willingham with a solo home run to lead off the second, and it is 5-1. The Angel killer that is Josh Willingham, his 7th home run of the year.
Every time he comes in and puts that uniform on, he seems to swing the bat and hit the ball hard and far against whoever's on the mound for the Halos. So, Janet, you're saying everything is going well as far as getting that opportunity for youth to be able to play different sports around the LA area. You can see one of the great, you saw some great athletes out there today throwing out the first ball, you being one yourself. That's one of the best athletes you're going to see in all of sports, especially in baseball, for Mike Trout.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a little intimidating being down there with those guys. I'm just an old retired Olympian, right? And these are big, fit guys.
Yeah, but gold medals you got. No, that's the thing. I mean, everyone. I mean, I saw the reaction by a lot of the players when they saw you down there. It's still got to be a big thrill for you.
It is good. I mean, I'm just a mom, right? So I have 2 kids, and I'm busy being a mom. But yeah, it's fun. It's lovely to be an Olympian and be able to share that and motivate and inspire others. And the Olympics hold a lot for people. The Olympics mean a lot to people. So you find that people appreciate and respect Olympians.
All right, we know how you got involved, but if our fans sitting at home listening and watching you right now want to get involved somehow, can they participate in the program?
Yes, they can contact the LA84 Foundation. We have a great website, and what we really need are volunteers at a lot of the events. Obviously, we do accept donations to help with the things that we do for all these young athletes. But we actually volunteer at a lot of events. We have people, timing and manning the field and just helping these young kids become involved in sports, which is such a legacy of the LA games, because remember, everyone here in LA volunteered.
Yeah.
Everyone was a part of it, especially down here in Orange County. We had a lot of events at the games here, so anyone can become involved with the foundation.
Well, that was run so well, the '84 Olympics. I remember that very well out here. And what's the chances of us ever getting that back again?
So we are hoping to get the games back in 2024. So it's about time that the summer games came back to the States. It's been since Atlanta in '96. So 2024 would be.
Kendrys Morales puts a charge into one, and the Twins have gone back-to-back home runs here in the second.
We need you to go out and swim out there and make those.
It's been a pleasure talking to you. Have a great night, okay?
Yeah, I can get swimming lessons at the fountain out there if anyone's interested.
So Kendrys picks up his first home run of the year. His 14th game with Minnesota. All right, so 2024 is what we're shooting for.
We are. We're competing against some U.S. cities first, though.
Boy, a couple of mistakes we've shown already here from CJ after getting that 5-run lead in the bottom of the first. You want that shutdown inning. Not the case so far. Now you talk about, for a swimmer, the dedication. I mean, how many hours did you have to put in? And is it easy to translate that into talking to use about how much you have to give of yourself to be that successful?
Yeah, I swam 6 hours a day, 12 miles a day. So, yeah, they understand it, because the concept of 12 miles a day means something to them. Especially here in California, I say I could drive from Disneyland to Laguna Beach, right? And they get that. So it does translate. But my big thing is getting kids involved in just swimming, just getting them water safe, especially here in Southern California.
We saw Peter Ueberroth just a couple of booths down, and everything I've heard of and read about Peter Ueberroth has just been incredible. Is he that incredible to be around as just as a business person?
He is a great man. He is a great man, and all of us Olympians, we still get a little like, it's Peter, and he, in '84, no other city in the world really wanted the Olympic Games. He brought them here, and he transformed the Olympic movement.
We did the same thing. There was a foul ball hit in the booth over there, and someone said that's Peter Ueberroth. I'm like, we both look. That's Peter Ueberroth.
Yeah.
There he
is. He
right
looks fantastic.
Yeah, he looks amazing. And it was funny. I was standing with him when he caught that ball, and Rayford Johnson, the great decathlete who actually lit the cauldron in '84, was standing there too. And I went, I was scared. And Peter caught it, and Rayford got upset because always a competitor, right? Rayford's like, I should have caught it, and I said, no. Peter Ueberroth should have caught that foul ball.
He's the
former commissioner
exactly.
and the Olympics and on Olympic night. It all makes
he
sense.
did a lot of tremendous things for baseball too when he was the commissioner. He's one of the great people of all time.
Yeah. He's just a very calming, calm influence, very, introspective, and I just think he's amazing.
Janet, we appreciate you stopping by, and the best of luck to the LA84 Foundation, and continued success.
Thank you for having me. I'm going to leave before any more home runs are scored by the Twins.
Congratulations on a great career.
Yes, thank you guys. Take care.
Take care. Kurt Suzuki with the ground out, so 1 out here, 5-2 Angels. Chris Parmeling, the right fielder, shoots one foul, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Boy, what we say were the keys to success for CJ against Minnesota, really avoid those 2 guys, Willingham and Morales, and both solo shots against CJ, especially when you get a 5-run lead like that. You want to try to put that 0 up as quick as possible.
And another 3-ball count, so it's 3-1. We saw a couple of full counts in that first inning for CJ. A couple of 3-ball counts already here in the second. It's his 4th 3-ball count already in this game. Parmeling shoots one out to left center. Base hit. Trout is there.
What we've seen from Minnesota, what we saw last year from, they will swing the bats. Even if they're struggling as far as batting average, what we've seen, this season is a 245 as a team, but they have good approaches. They have Tom Bernansky working with hitters, Paul Molitor working with their hitters. Mike Gardenhire's done a great job as far as not allowing this team ever to feel sorry for themselves with a couple of their key guys being injured. The reality is they will put a good swing on the baseball, and they've done that so far in this inning.
Well, they've hit their 58th and 59th home runs of the season. There's Paul Molitor. Willingham and Morales going back-to-back to lead off this second inning. Second time this year the Twins have gone back-to-back. This is Eduardo Escobar, third baseman. Next to the breaking ball for a strike. Escobar hitting .297 with a couple of home runs and 16 runs batted in. One ball, one strike. Escobar saw action with the Twins last year, playing in 66 games at .236. Shoots this one to the right side. Kendrick with a diving stop, fires to Ibar for one. They get the lead runner for the second out of the inning.
Boy, what a play by Howie. If that baseball gets through, there's a chance that's a first to third. Great range, dives, and a smart throw over to Ibar to get the force out at second base by Howie. Full extension on the dive. Outstanding play. And quickly gets up. Perfect throw over to Ibar at second base to get the force out.
So 2 outs and a man at first. Here's Sam Fuld, center fielder. Throw gets away. That will allow Escobar to go to second. Mike Scioscia coming out to have a word with Jerry Davis. I'm trying to figure out why what Scioscia's asking for. CJ will get charged with an error. Five runs in the first inning for the Angels, 2 runs for Minnesota here in the second. Fuld looks at a breaking ball for a strike.
And Mike Scioscia was wondering if the timeout call before the throw was made by CJ, but clearly after he threw the ball wide at first base. First error of the season for C.J. Wilson.
Didn't even look like Albert was paying attention. And that's not on Albert. That's more on the pitcher. I mean, especially a left-handed pitcher that's facing first base.
And a lot of times you're not. I mean, he wasn't barely off the base either.
1-1 pitch. Fuld pulls one into right field. That's a base hit.
And that's going to result in a run because of that error by C.J.
So 3 runs here in the second inning. Sam Fuld picks up his 11th RBI.
Well, all of a sudden Minnesota right back in the game after you score 5 in the bottom of the first. You don't want to give a good hot pitcher like Kyle Gibson all of a sudden new life when you all of a sudden the offense has picked you right back up and you're in the game now.
Long conversation with Mike Butcher. CJ threw 19 pitches in the first inning. 23 pitches so far here in the second. He's given 3 runs back. Top of the order now, Danny Santana, the shortstop. Santana to fly ball to center field. Lead off the game. He's 0 for 1. Fold with 5 stolen bases this year. Takes off. Throw down. Sails into center field. It's a stolen base for Fold, his 6th. Another man at scoring position now.
Fold got a big jump on C.J. Wilson there. Not much of an opportunity for Hank Conger to throw out. Fold, but a high throw into center field. Fortunately enough, Fold didn't get up right away and try to go to third.
I misspoke. 7th stolen base, 6th as a Twin. He had one as a member of the Athletics earlier this year. This one's fouled off to the right.
Well, all of a sudden, this is a big batter here for C.J. and the Angels. A very good young hitter, and Santana at the plate.
In the dirt, blocked by Conger. We count out a ball and 2 strikes. 5-3 Angels here in the top of the second. Santana, the 7th man to bat for Minnesota in this second inning. It always seems as if CJ every start has one inning that really is an issue for him. Tonight it's the second. Trying to keep it a 2-run lead.
Fortunately enough, Howie made that very good play on that ground ball. There might be more stress in this inning.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Not getting many right-handed batters to even think about chasing that breaking ball.
Especially with Dozier on deck. He's got good power. He's got 15 home runs on the season. You want to make sure you get Santana here. Get that offense back to swinging against Gibson.
Well, the 2 guys have good numbers against CJ. Got it going here in the second inning. Willingham and Morales. Willingham came in batting .333 against CJ Wilson, 8 for 24. And now has 3 home runs against him. Kendry's now 10 for 22. Those are the kind of guys you need to make uncomfortable, you would think. Somehow.
Exactly. Throw a cut fastball in off the plate. They're going to look away anyhow against you.
This one's out to right field. Cole Calhoun comes racing in and toward the foul line. Dives and can't come up with it. Santana will stop at second. It's a 1-run lead now. CJ's allowed 4 runs here in the second. Not much else that Cole Calhoun could do. Got a terrific jump on him.
Did everything he could. Very aggressive. They're trying to check in on Cole to make sure everything goes all right on that dive. A head first dive. He got hard on that outfield grass. Fortunate enough the baseball didn't get far away from him. That could have been trouble. Good hustle though by Calhoun. In Minnesota, again, they swing the bats well. They don't give up in a game. We're right back in it now with 4 runs here in the top of the second.
There's Dozier. Fly ball to right, his first time up. Looks at a strike. That was the 30th pitch of this inning for C.J. Wilson. Dozier looks at a fastball for a strike. A 1-2-3 first inning. And now 8 batters here in the second. Oh, 2. Breaking ball.
Only 51 pitches thrown for CJ. He's had 6 0-2 counts in this game so far.
No strikeouts.
That's surprising when you think about that many pitches when you're ahead of the count 0-2. Just not finishing them off. Before long, it's 1-2, 2-2, 3-2.
This one shot to right field. Another base hit. Santana coming in. Here comes the throw from Calhoun. We're tied up at 5. Now an error. No, it looked like Dozier was going to go to second. He stays at first base. So C.J. Wilson has coughed up the 5-0 lead.
Battle back, boys.
The guy we didn't want to have come up and to play, Dozier, hit the ball well in the right field. Again, that approach from Tom Berdansky and Paul Molitor has always been use that middle of the field and going the other way. That's the way they were as hitters. Berdansky more power than Molitor, but that's always the thought process for the Minnesota Twins, using that whole field.
The guy has thrived on the run support, got some in the first inning, but it's neutral now. There's Mauer. Grounded out his first time up. Good lead for Dozier at first. Mauer looks at a strike to even up the count.
Well, Mike Scioscia would love to see CJ right this ship, because when you think about it, their 2 long guys the Angels have is Hector Santiago and Matt Shoemaker. Both will be starting more than likely in Kansas City. So that long guy not necessarily available here tonight.
2-1. Well, he's not helping himself, that's for sure. As you pointed out, not finishing off guys.
Yeah, with CJ's stuff he takes to the mound, 6 0-2 counts to have no strikeouts. Now, Minnesota is a team that's always prided themselves on not striking out, but still, when you're ahead of the count 0-2, you would think you'd have at least 2 or 3 punch outs.
It really hasn't moved anybody's feet, whether a right-handed batter or a left-handed batter. So with 2 strikes, they're just taking that little short approach, and we've seen that already. A couple of pokes to the right side from right-handed hitters. Another 3-ball count. The man who led off the second inning, Josh Willingham, on deck. 5-5 tie here in the second. Now with a full count, Pujols will play behind Dozier, who's going to take off on the next offering.
It's a 4th full count for CJ. We're in the second inning so far of this game.
Not what you wanted to see either. Full call to the pen already. There's the 3-2. Mauer is swinging a miss. The inning finally comes to an end, but not before C.J. Wilson allows 5 runs as we head to the bottom of the inning. Tied at 5. The AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo using hashtag WestFanPhoto. It could be shown in an upcoming game broadcast. Halo setting up 9-1-2 now here in the second against Kyle Gibson. Faced 8 batters in the first. He himself gave up 5 runs. First one is upstairs. Matter of fact, those 5 runs in the first, the most runs since the Angels scored 5 in the first on August 9th last year against Cleveland. As Hank looks at a strike. Doesn't matter anymore since we're basically at a 0-0 tie.
Offense got to get back in gear again. That same approach that they had in the first inning. Patience, bring the fastball up.
Hank pulls one into the overshift. Dozier out in shallow right field. Throws out Hank, and there's out number 1. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. So since giving up the 2 RBI single to Howie Kendrick, next 3 batters have been retired via the ground ball out, what we've been talking about. Double play by Crone, ground ball to third by Freese, and now the ground out to second by Hank Conger. This one's pulled to the right side and a base hit. So Cole's been on board twice, a walk and a single. And Trout will step to the plate with a man on. Nice effort, by the way. We didn't get a chance to talk about it a whole lot with Janet Evans here in the booth. But on that Willingham home run, great effort by Trout up on the wall there to almost come up with it.
Yeah, I thought for a second he brought that back into play. He could never walk away at any point when Mike Trout's either at the plate or in the field, because you're going to see something that maybe you may never see again in the game.
Trout drew a walk and scored in the first. That one's in off the plate.
Going back to the wall, scaling up, and just over the glove. Almost half his body was over the wall. That's a high wall in center field here at the Big A.
A bouncer off the body. That's 1 ball, 1 strike. Doesn't happen often, but it happened here tonight. 5 runs, bottom of the first. Opposition answered right back. This is driven out to right center field. Full giving chase, not going to get there. Gone! Big fly for Mike Trout, his 17th of the year. The Angels are back on top.
That's how you respond. That's that great power the other way for Mike Trout. His 17th home run of the season. Like I said, don't ever take a break and go away from the TV when you got a chance to watch Mike Trout swing the bat or field a fly ball. Fastball right down the heart of the plate around knee high. What a perfect swing. Our fan cam will show how perfect this swing was. Getting his hands through the baseball and getting that barrel of the bat right on the baseball to right center field. Not a lot of waste movement. Short, compact swing for Trout.
Here's Albert. Great shot, fielder's choice in the first. Scored a run. No balls, 2 strikes. With nobody on base. They play 3 infielders on the left side. Now the 1-2. Slider overthrown in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Albert fouls it at the plate. This is a start very similar to the one that Gibson had on May 10th at Comerica Park against the Tigers. Gave up 6 runs, 7 hits, lasting just 2 innings. Had one strikeout, one walk, and that one. He's gone an inning and 2/3. Pardon me, inning and a third so far today. This is a bouncer to the right side, snagged by Mauer. 2 down.
Now it's time for our AT&T Uverse Rewind with Josh Hamilton coming to the plate. In the first inning, he came to the plate with the bases loaded. A good approach, using the middle of the field, base hit, driving in 2 runs for Josh Hamilton. Giving his 16th and then 17th RBI with that slide from Mike Trout. Good swing from Josh to get that early lead for the Halos.
'17 RBIs in 27 games. Includes the 2 tonight. Evens up the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Hamilton playing in his 27th game tonight. A 2-1 count. Really, he's been a 1-pitch pitcher so far. He's just not been able to get that breaking ball over.
Yeah, it's been flat.
The changeup's been pretty good for him on occasion. 2-1. There's that off-speed pitch. 3 balls and a strike.
Well, when you've taken away a breaking ball, you don't have to look for that at all. You just gear for a fastball. You can adjust to a changeup. That 6 or 7 mile differential between his changeup and fastball.
Josh fouls it off the left. So full count now. Three-two. Swing and a miss. Got him. That's the first strikeout of the night for Gibson. But it gives up the 2-run home run to Mike Trout. Trout's 17th of the year. Eagles retake the lead. Halos lead at 7-5.
Got the news from around the majors on the Carl's Jr. Sports update. Some adjustment made on one of the rules put in earlier by MLB. Play at the plate, and a certain pitcher trying to back up his no-no with another very good game.
I wonder who that could be. 1 ball, no strikes on Josh Willingham to start this 3rd inning. Willingham, Morales, Suzuki, the 3 guys at CJ.
Did he do a Johnny Vandermeer? That's it. That's all I'm going to give you. Stop.
I don't want. I don't want. Zipit.com, right? I had my son. I did that to my son once. He looked up Zipit.com.
That's something I would do for sure.
Oh, man.
Well, it's good to be back.
Yeah. Did not go. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Willingham. Homer to lead off the second, his 7th of the year. 23rd run batted in. Two now. Got him to reach for that one. Rolls it foul. Willingham's been around a little while. Originally with the Marlins. 17th round pick by the Fish back in 2000. Swing and a miss. Actually foul tipped it right into the mitt. And there's out number 1.
Now let's check out the tools of the trade presented by Ram Trucks. Kenneth Morales always has had the ability to drive the ball in the gap, and another tool he has is the ability to hit the big fly. And CJ unable to get that fastball in enough against Kenneth Morales, and he hits that one out for his first home run of the season, turning on that elevated fastball, getting out to left center field.
Kendricks takes just off the plate. It's 1 ball, no strikes. First of the year. Came in at tonight. 3 for 18 from the right side of the plate. He hits this one out to center. Trout's got a beat on it. Sounded as if Morales got it toward the end of the bat there. 2 down. There's Kurt Suzuki. Former nemesis of the Oakland Athletics. 2nd round pick by the A's. Cal State Fullerton. That was an 0-4.
Always very good as far as handling the pitching staff.
Yeah.
You ask any pitcher he's ever caught before, they love throwing the baseball to Kurt Suzuki.
Having a fine season. Came in batting .321. A couple of home runs, 32 runs batted in, with that .321 batting average puts him 6th in the American League. Jose Altuve leading the way with a .336 average. Robinson Cano right behind him at .330. Mauer taking over at first base pretty much on an everyday basis now. Someone to be the backstop. Suzuki fouls this one off to the right. It's 1-2.
And Mauer made a nice play on Pujols' well-hit baseball,
yeah.
So he's getting acclimated to the first base position. Former Gold Glover behind the plate with Minnesota. He's trying to keep him healthy.
Time is called in the last minute of beach ball on the warning track and right. Two up, 2 down here to start the 3rd. 7-5 Angels. Both starters have thrown quite a few pitches. He's thrown 50. CJ, including this inning, now at 69. And he got him to chase. A 1-2-3 shutdown inning, including a couple of strikeouts. Right at the bottom of the inning. 7-5 Halos.
pitch. Fastball command not there, and some good swings against Kyle Gibson tonight.
So in and out, who's in, who's out. Samuel Deduno takes over on the mound.
And Deduno, fastball, 88, 93. He's got a slider, curveball, very good changeup also.
Well, as far as Gibson is concerned, not what you were expecting from a guy that had thrown 3 shutout starts. All 3 starts had gone 7 innings. So 21 consecutive innings plus 1 inning in the previous starts, of 22 consecutive scoreless innings. And a guy that is a ground ball pitcher. But you know what? Cole Calhoun kind of set the tone with a walk to lead off the bottom of the first inning. Trout followed with a walk, and all of a sudden,
yeah, exactly. The patience was shown, and certainly it helps having Dom Baylor back in looking for that approach. They had a long hitters meeting today before they came out for batting practice. They had an early workout, and then they had a long meeting to go over their strategy against Gibson. Clearly not swinging in that fastball that would start at the knees and go below the knee, and then laying off on a slider too. Very effective approach for the Angels and Dom Baylor's club today.
It turns out to be just exactly like that start against the Detroit Tigers, which happened to be his shortest outing of his brief big league career. Just 2 innings tonight for Gibson. Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, C.J. Cron for the Halos here in the 3rd. Eric hit by a pitch in the 1st. Chopper to 1st. Bauer's got it. 1 away. Tomorrow night at 10:30, immediately following Angels baseball, right here on Fox Sports West, we look back at the LA Kings' historic run to their 2nd Stanley Cup championship. It's the Kings Live Season Recap Special. Host Patrick O'Neill, Sean O'Donnell share the best moments of the Stanley Cup rally, and behind the scenes access to the celebration with Mike Richards and Jeff Carter. Don't miss the special event tomorrow night at 10:30 right here on Fox Sports West.
A great playoff run in the NHL. Really, when you think about it, the whole entire postseason was excellent.
Did Frenchie have to do that read on Angels Live?
Yes, he did.
Did he?
Yes. True professional.
Teeth clenched the whole time reading it. Howie with a 2 RBI single. His first time up, chops this with a short. Santana has it. 2 up and 2 down for Samuel Deduno.
It's time to take a look at our Coors Light cold hard facts with C.J. Cron coming to the plate after making it out on a 5-4-3 double play. C.J. was 3 straight games with a home run, the 7th rookie for the Angels over the last 25 years to do so. Mark Trumbo did, Dallas McPherson, Ty Green, G.A. Garrett Anderson, Tim Salmon, and J.T. Snow. Known for the glove, but also could hit the ball out of the ballpark for the Halos. That Coors Light Cold Hard Fact was brought to you by Cross Brew Coors Light.
Deduno delivers outside on CJ. Grounded into a double play in the 1st inning. Outside. Crow with a 2-ball 1-strike count. Deduno's been around. He's had some time in the big leagues on different occasions. First time with Colorado back in 2010 with the Padres in 2011. Now his 3rd season in the Twins organization. As Crow skies with the foul. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Last year Deduno got 18 starts. 8-8 with a 3.83 earned run average. With the 31 years of age next week. Born in La Romana, makes his home in San Pedro de Macorís. One time the shortstop capital of the world.
Shortstop capital.
Crow chases the breaking ball. Deduno with a 1-2-3 third. 3 complete here at the Big A. 7-5 Angels. The Los Angeles Angels are teaming up with St. Joseph Health to mark Cancer Survivorship Day to help raise awareness on how all of us can help win the fight against cancer. During tonight's pregame, the Angels players wore commemorative headscarves to show their support, and cancer survivors Daniel Mabin and Judy Wilcox were honored in a ceremony. Back to action here at the Big A, top of the fourth. 7-5 Halos. Bottom third of the order for Minnesota. Parmalee, Escobar, and Fold against C.J. Wilson, who retired the Twins in order in the third inning. A couple of strikeouts. There's 3 on the night. No walks. 6 hits allowed, all 6 in the second inning, when Minnesota dropped a 5 spot on the Angels and tied the score at that point at 5-5. But Mike Trout, after a Cole Calhoun single, put the Angels back on top with a 2-run shot. Parmalee looks at a strike and it evens up the count. He had a single in the second inning. Chino Hill's high school product, or first round pick back in '06 by Minnesota. 20th overall selection that year. He reaches for that one. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Parmalee is a guy that would be very close to breaking up Jared Weaver's no-hitter here. Late in the ball game, hitting a foul ball, but down the left field line, it just missed hitting that shot. Off the bat, it seemed like it was trouble. Parmalee chases on the breaking ball, and there's out number 1. Hey folks, tomorrow celebrate halfway to Christmas when the Angels take on the Twins at 7:05. Fans in attendance will attempt to set another Angels Guinness World Record wearing Santa hats, courtesy of Yokohama Tire. Get your tickets today at the Angel Stadium ticket office or by logging on at angels.com. The ballpark is all
impressive.
Yeah, plenty of wreaths throughout this ballpark.
Rumor is there are going to be some reindeer tomorrow by the set.
Giddy up
show. Yes.
Go settle up. Yeah. Bring your cowboy hat.
Go check out Comet.
Is that who it is?
Well, possibly. Could be Donner also.
His name's on the billboard already?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's leading the charge.
Yes.
Eduardo Escobar, the third baseman, reaches out of fielder's choice. He's 0 for 1 as he shoots this one out to right. Cole racing over, puts it away, 2 down. Yeah, Santa's little helpers running around tomorrow.
Pretty sure Rudolph won't be here though. Prior engagement, I think. But you never know.
Somebody else celebrating halfway to Christmas. But he had to parcel out his time.
Just trying to keep you motivated. He might be here.
How are you keeping me motivated by telling me Rudolph's not going to be here?
Yukon Cornelius will be here instead.
Tommy Hanson is going to be back.
Kevin Youkilis.
Oh, Kevin Youkilis. Sam Full, the center fielder, with an RBI single, a stolen base, and a run scored. No balls, 2 strikes. CJ's retired 6 in a row since giving up the RBI single to Dozier that tied this game up at 5 in the second. 1-2.
Went into a tough second inning where he threw 39 pitches, including giving up 5 runs on 6 hits. Quick third inning, potentially a quick 4th inning here also.
All 5 of those runs, by the way, earned. CJ had an error, throwing error, on a pickoff attempt. 2-2. Cole chops one over toward the third base side. Wilson spins around, fires to first, and you're not going to get fooled, so it's an infield base hit. Tough play. The ball went off the plate.
Played well by CJ, about as close as you're going to make play at first base with Sam Fold running down the line. Hit off the plate. And CJ able to field it all in one motion, turn his body, and a strong throw to the first, but Fold beats it out. Candice Morales in the background being an umpire himself.
Top of the order here, Danny Santana. This one bounced to third. Freese has it. And that'll do it for the Twins here in the fourth. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. Freese, Conger, and Calhoun coming up for the Angels, up 7-5. Angels. Let's take a look at the Major League Baseball scoreboard. It's presented by California Avocados.
Sounds good.
You like that?
Yes.
Mets defeating the Oakland Athletics 10-1. Scott Kazmir got knocked around by the Metropolitans earlier tonight. Detroit, that was a tight ball game, but with a 6th or 7th inning, it was a 1-1 game, but Tigers leading the Rangers 8-1.
Well, all of a sudden the Tigers have righted that ship. They're in a chance at 5 in a row.
But Boston struggles continue. They're trailing Seattle 3-0. Duno's first offering is outside.
Well, the White Sox winning that game after that heartbreak loss with Chris Davis coming off the bench with a pinch hit 3-run home run for Baltimore yesterday.
Yeah, he had been struggling mightily. David Freese chops with a short. That's 4 batters faced by Samuel DeDuno. He is retired all 4, 3 groundouts and a strikeout. Freese now over 2 tonight. And Hank Conger will step to the plate. Hank will look at a strike. He rolled into an out. Into the overship. Dozier, the second baseman, out at shallow right field. One ball, one strike. Halos did face DeDuno last year, right here at the Big A on July 22nd. Picked up the win, went 7 innings, gave up 4 runs, 2 hits, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts for him. Tap foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He really changes speeds real well, whether it's his curveball or changeup or slider. When he makes a mistake with his fastball, it's got a chance going a long way.
Two. There you go, from a big hitters meeting, as you were talking about with Don Baylor before the game, all keyed up about Kyle Gibson and the job that he has done in his 3 previous starts, and all of a sudden 2 innings. All right, scratch it, boys.
Especially you think it's going to be a battle for a pitcher that's had 22 straight scoreless innings.
Yep, exactly.
So you're thinking in terms of, okay, we got to have some good at bats, get him by the 6th or 7th inning. All of a sudden you have the bullpen in by the 3rd inning. And you have to make adjustments to the guys coming out of the bullpen for Ron Gardenhire.
And a different look, too, with that of Kyle Gibson. Sinker baller, ground ball guy to do a little livelier fastball, bigger breaking ball. Count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Turned out to be a nice crowd here at the Big A Tuesday night. Angels have played much better baseball here at home. Mentioned earlier on at the start of the show. Last 9 games, an 8-1 record here at the Big A. 2-2 now. Hank pulls one into the overshift. Dozier out in shallow right field.
It's the second time in a row for Hank.
2 down.
Hey folks, this Saturday catch a full day of MLB action on Fox Sports 1 and Fox. The action begins at 12:30 Pacific when the Twins take on the Rangers on Fox Sports 1. Then it's baseball night in America on Fox as the Cardinals take on Yasiel Puig and the Dodgers at 4. It's all this Saturday on FS1 and Fox.
So 5 in a row retired by Deduno. Is restored order here. There's Cole Calhoun. He's been on board twice with a walk and a single. And he has scored twice as the off-speed pitch didn't quite make it into the strike zone. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Cole now has scored 30 runs, this being his 41st game. Looks at a strike.
Well, he just looks a lot more comfortable to play tracking the baseball well. Not swinging at pitchers' pitches necessarily unless he has to when he's behind in the count.
This is out toward left center field. Josh Willingham moving back. That ball tails back toward the left fielder. And the Angels go down in order once again. 4 in the books. 7-5 Angels.
New Jalapeno Rancher Barbecue Ultimate Cheeseburgers. By T-Mobile Tuesday Night Baseball. By the 2014 Camry at your Toyota dealer today, we make it easy. And by AT&T, mobilizing your world. 7-5 Angels on top as we begin the top of the 5th inning. Minnesota has out hit the Angels 7-4. They had 6 of those 7 hits in the second inning, but the Angels made that 4th hit count. Mike Trout with a 2-run shot in the second to snap a 5-5 tie. C.J. Wilson back to work now. Gave up a 2-out single to Sam Fulp, but then retired Santana on 1 pitch to end the 4th inning. So Minnesota will have Dozier, Mauer, and Willingham here in the 5th inning. CJ with 4 strikeouts, no walks, and those 7 hits allowed. Dozier 1 for 2, an RBI single in the 2nd, picking up his 38th run batted in. He pulls this on the left. It's a leadoff single.
Well, Dozier's turned into a pretty good hitter. A real good adjustment moving over to second base. He's played some outstanding defense at second base. Originally a shortstop. He did a nice job of getting his hands inside this baseball. Well, CJ tried to run that fastball in, but tucked his hands in and got a good enough part of the bat on it to get his 2nd hit of the game, and this one in the left field as compared to one to right field, his last at bat.
So it'll bring up Mauer, 0 for 2 tonight with a ground down and a strikeout. '86th pitch of the evening for C.J. Wilson. Mauer's a guy that well hit into the double play 9 times this year. Leads Twins hitters. Dozier takes off, and it's a hit and run, and that is a fair ball. Dozier dove into second base, now has trouble finding the baseball. Hamilton up and firing. Dozier's going to be held at 3rd.
Boy, a real good deke by Eric Ibar. As Dozier goes head first sliding into second base. He had a huge jump. But Mauer, one of the prettiest swings you're going to see in baseball, goes with that pitch away and doubles down the left field line.
Butcher's coming out to talk things over with CJ as Michael Morin begins to loosen in the Angels bullpen. Hit and run was on, and Mauer just a beautifully placed double. 14th of the year for Mauer. Just the 3rd hit for Mauer in his career against C.J. Wilson.
That might have been by design by Gardenhire, just to try to get him comfortable, just to try to shorten up his swing, just to try to make contact. And Dozier going on the pitch had a big jump and this level swing right down the 3rd base line for a double.
Josh Willingham, a home run in the 2nd inning, a strikeout in the 3rd. Nine hits now allowed by Wilson. You know Willingham's quick on that inside fastball. Stay out there with that off-speed stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Change-ups, curveballs, sliders out of the strike zone. He wants to drive in a run, so he's going to expand the strike zone. For CJ, that's what you want. You want to make sure he swings something out of the zone.
This one's popped up on the right side. Pujols on the infield dirt. 1 down.
Exactly right. All speed pitch. He doesn't want to walk there in that situation. So use that against him, and CJ was successful doing so. Boy, this nice little slow breaking ball. Got him out in front. Popped him up. Still got work to do here now with Kendrys Morales up.
And it's deja vu all over again.
And we know he hits the fastball, but we also know that Kendrys has a tough time staying back on a breaking ball.
Yeah. Kendrys 1 for 2 with a home run. And a fly ball to center field. Dozier at 3rd base, Mauer at 2nd. The first one just off the plate. Prior to that pitch, Trout moved over toward the alley in right center field, playing Kendrys the opposite way.
I still wouldn't groove a fastball now if I'm CJ. I still try to expand the strike zone with the breaking ball.
He's allowed a season high 9 hits tonight. Kurt Suzuki's on deck. 2-0 pitch. This one's out to center. Driven by Morales. It'll stay in the yard. Dozier will come in to score. Mauer heads over to third base. And it's a 7-6 Angels lead. Sac fly for Morales. Picks up his 7th bat at the end of the season.
Catcher, number 8, Kurt Suzuki.
So 2 outs and a man at third. Here's Suzuki. Twins catchers 0 for 2. Ground ball and a strikeout. On the corner. Good location there.
Nice little changeup, or he turned over a 2-seam fastball. Perfect spot. Suzuki's another hitter that likes to use the middle part of the field, so you got to be in position if you're CJ to field a ground ball back at you.
Tallied up at 1 ball, 1 strike. I mentioned the 9 hits being the season high. It's the most hits he's allowed since he gave up 11 against the Yankees last August at Yankee Stadium. Did that in 6 2/3. No walks, 4 strikeouts, trying to keep this a 1-run lead. Halos have Trout, Pujols, Hamilton coming up at the bottom of the 5th. Two balls and a strike. Mauer leading off at third base. Suzuki pulls it foul. 2-2.
Well, if CJ can get through this inning, probably be his last inning. Next pitch will be pitch number 97. It's been a struggle for CJ, but still would be in position with some more offensive help and some good bullpen action in line for a W. But you have to finish off this inning first.
Two on the way. Down to the dirt. Boy, what a block by Conger. Full countdown.
That wasn't easy to do so, too. That looked like a fastball overthrown by CJ. And Hank was able to get his body and his glove in front of this baseball. Otherwise, we have a tie game here. 5th full count of the game for CJ Wilson.
This one, a jam shot foul. And that pitch in on the hands. 98th of the night for CJ. Kyle Gibson has started for Minnesota, lasting 2 innings tonight, but Samuel Deduno has thrown 2 stellar innings against the Angels. He's retired all 6 men he has faced so far. Minnesota scoring a run here in the 5th. Cut the lead to 1. Another 3-2, and Suzuki hits one out toward left center field. Hamilton is there. That'll do it for the Twins. They do get a run on a couple of hits as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Trout, Pujols, and Hamilton coming up. 7-6 Angels. Bottom of the fifth inning. Halos lead it by a run now, 7-6. Mike Trout lead things off, followed by Albert Pujols, then Josh Hamilton. Samuel Deduno back out on the mound. 6 up, 6 down for him, including 1 strikeout. Trout with a walk and a 2-run home run. 17th of the year now with 56 RBIs. Takes a little bit low.
Let's go back to our Hyundai key to the game. Stay with me. Great approach against Kyle Gibson as far as using a big part of the field and driving a fastball the other way like Mike Trout did. Now have to do so against Deduno, who's doing a very good job changing speeds.
2 balls, no strikes. Deduno started the season in the bullpen. His last 8 games have been starts. The last 2 have not been pretty. He's allowed 12 runs. 5 2/3 of those last 2 starts against Houston and the Tigers, but he has thrown the ball well through 2 innings so far tonight in relief. That's on the corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-5 record for the right-hander, to 5.34 ERA. Two one. Breaking ball. Missed in. Three balls and a strike. The last outing for Deduno 10 days ago. Downstairs, that is a leadoff walk. Take a look at the in-game box score presented by Subway.
Not a lot of hits, but a lot of productive swings. Josh Hamilton with a 2-run single with the bases loaded. 2-run home run from Mike Trout. 2-run single by Howie Kendrick. Cole Calhoun, solid game with a single and a walk. Scored a couple runs also.
Trout takes off, no throw.
10 stolen bases on the season, double figures in stolen bases, home runs, and doubles this season for Trout. Huge jump. No chance for Suzuki to even attempt to throw.
I tell you what, if they give you third base,
yeah, take it.
See it third.
Even with Escobar right on the base, basically, if you get a good jump, he's not paying attention, does a various look back to second, why not?
0-1 count on Albert. 0 for 2 in this one. Hit it sharply to the right side, but right to Joe Mauer the second inning. That was against Gibson. One on the way. Breaking ball in there. 1-2. Ibar was the first batter that Deduno faced to lead off the bottom of the third inning. So we're just almost to that point where it'll be the second time through the order. 1 strikeout, 1 walk, no hits allowed for the Dominican right-hander. 2-2. Little cut fastball.
Dangerous pitch for a right-handed pitcher to throw inside to a right-handed batter, especially the power that Albert Pujols has. Leave that over to plate. It's going to go a long way.
Leadoff walk for Trout, a stolen base, 10th of the year. This is lined towards short. Santana has it, 1 out.
Left fielder, number 32, Josh Hamilton.
So Trout still at second. 1 out down. Here's Hamilton. 2 RBIs single in the first inning for Josh. Punch out to end the second. That was the last batter Kyle Gibson faced. Gibson ended up going 2 innings, giving up 7 runs, all earned on 4 hits, including a home run to Trout. 1 strikeout, 2 walks.
Montreal can get a little bigger lead now. Santana trying to keep him close in the shortstop position.
Swing and a miss on the breaking ball, evens up the count. You know, you don't see it often, but especially in a situation like this when you got a lefty at the plate. Shortstop covered. If you're the man at second base taking that extra lead, shortstop breaks for you. Pitchers usually are going to spin around. You just break towards third.
Yeah, you might as well force him to make a perfect throw to third. Cut off that angle of the throw to third base.
Assuming it's a daylight play, not just the old spin move.
Well, you see that a lot in spring training in the very beginning of the season. All of a sudden it kind of tails off as far as the pickoff moves. He's second.
Hamilton goes down swinging on a breaking ball, 2 down. So Trout still in scoring position, and it'll be up to Eric Ibar. Halos now 2 for 6 on the night. Men in scoring position. Ibar's 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch and scored in the first inning. Grounded out to Mauer in the third. Breaking ball drops in there.
Well, certainly coming in this game, you didn't anticipate the score like this here in the bottom of the fifth, 7-6. Gibson riding a 22-inning scoreless streak. C.J. Wilson 5-0 at home in his last 6 starts with an ERA just a little over 1.5.
No balls, 2 strikes. 6 earned runs allowed by C.J. Wilson, matching a season high. Did it in his first start of the year in Seattle on April 1st right here. But still leading 7-6. 0-2. Ibar swing and a miss, and Caduno gets you out of it. A leadoff walk and a stolen base. Trout stranded in scoring position. We're through 5. It's still a 1-run lead.
Summary. Early on, the Angels with a big 5-0 lead, but Josh Willingham continues to swing the bat well against the Angels. A home run followed up by Kendis Morales' solo shot. cut the lead at that point to 5-2. Eventually tied it up, but then Mike Trout unties the game with a 2-run home run, his 17th of the season the other way. Eventually Minnesota scores a run. We're 7-6 here in the top of the 6th.
New pitcher on for the Halos. C.J. Wilson is done for the night after 5 innings. 6 runs all earned, 9 hits, including 2 home runs, back-to-back home runs by Willingham and Morales. 4 strikeouts and no walks. Michael Moran takes over. 24th game. 101 record, a 1.48 ERA. Moran 24 in the 3rd innings, 18 hits, 22 strikeouts, 7 walks. They'll face the bottom 3rd of the order. Parmalee, Escobar, and Fold. Saw there at the bottom of your screen, born in Minnesota but raised in the Kansas City area, Overland Park, Kansas. He'll be heading back home, if you will, over the weekend.
We're going to be needing a lot of tickets. Here's the Kauffman Stadium.
Now you've got that private stash.
Oh, yeah.
Just go see the mayor.
Yeah, there you go. We'll say who?
Parmalee 1 for 2. A single and a strikeout. Good changeup. No balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, he's got a great changeup. Fastball, pretty firm, 90 to 94. Occasionally get up there, 95. Hard slider, but his changeup is his go-to swing and miss pitch.
Ball and 2 strikes. Mike pitched in back-to-back games Friday and Saturday against Texas. Gave up a run Friday night. Saturday with 1 inning and struck out 3. Picked up his first major league win as the Howie Kendrick walk-off. 1-2. Called strike 3. Got him on the outside corner with a fastball. 1 down. We'd like to welcome those watching tonight's game on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. We thank you for your service and we welcome you to our broadcast.
Yeah, thank you so much. Our true heroes.
1 down, nobody on. This is the 3rd baseman, Eduardo Escobar. Switch hitting 3rd baseman. Looks at his strike. He's 0 for 2. Reached down a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning, but came around to score 1 of the 5 runs the Twins put on the board. A fly ball to right field in the 4th inning. 0-2. Well, you would figure that with CJ lasting just 5 innings tonight, that you'd try to squeeze 2 innings out of Mike.
That's why it's important to get these quick outs. With that changeup, you should be able to get a couple easier outs with that pitch, get him out in front.
This one looped, and Pujols makes the catch for the 2nd out.
He was out in front, but Pujols made a nice play on that one, tried to hook it down the line. But Albert able to jump up. Former Gold Glover make the play. Big smile on his face. Good job defensively for Pujols. Looking over to Howie, says, still got some hops. Get up there and make a play.
Here's Sam Fold. 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Looks at a strike. Fold came in batting .217. Waiver wire acquisition late April. No balls, 2 strikes. Sam Fold, originally a 10th round pick by the Cubs back in '04 out of Stanford.
Michael Moran has faced 3 batters in this inning. He's got ahead of the count all 3, 0-2.
Fold late on the fastball, fouls it off. So the count remains at 1-2. Nice catch
with the bare hand
grab. Yeah. Third base side. The count remains at 1-2. Bouncer to the right side. Pujols has it. Feed and more, and it's a 1, 2, 3. Sixth inning. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth. 7-6 Halos.
Sixth inning. Now it's time for the Carl's Jr. Sports Update around the majors. Major League Baseball adjusts the rules on the home plate collision. If there's a force out, you can block the plate. In other words, a force play, not a tag play, but a force play at the plate. It can be blocked, and Kershaw follows up his no-hit gem with 8 shutout innings. Did give up 6 hits when he 1 walk, 8 punch-outs. Now 21 straight scoreless innings for Clayton Kershaw.
I think Eric Hosmer was asked after the game what he thought of the was it $210 million left-handed man. He said, I don't think they paid him enough.
Yeah, I've read that. That's how good
he was tonight.
He is unbelievable. He's on a roll.
No balls, 2 strikes on Howie.
He was a ground ball play made from Ramirez from being perfect in that game last time out at Dodger Stadium. Danny Duffy didn't pitch too bad either for the Royals. That tonight went 6 very good innings, but ended up picking up the loss.
Somebody has to.
More likely that's who we'll see on Sunday, possibly.
1 ball, 2 strikes against C.J. Wilson.
Well, they do have an off day on Thursday.
Yeah. Might miss him then. Angels had a pretty good approach against Duffy.
Yes.
When he pitched here. Howie 1 for 2. A 2 RBI single in the first. A ground down the last time up. Swings through the fastball. That's 3 straight punch outs for Paduno. Hey, folks, on Wednesday, in association with the Halfway to Christmas celebration, the Angels Baseball Foundation will be accepting pajamas and toys for the underprivileged youth in Orange County. For each donation, fans will receive a ticket voucher to an upcoming game. For more info, just log on at angels.com/community. 3 consecutive punch-outs and 4 overall for Samuel Paduno. Crone takes the breaking ball upstairs. The Angels had a leadoff walk to Mike Trout, who stole on the very first pitch, and Paduno Pujols to line out and punch out Hamilton and Ibar to leave Trout stranded. 2 balls, no strikes on C.J. Cron, the DH, who rolled into a double play ball in the first inning. Struck out against Paduno in the third. Kevin Jepson getting ready. Two and one. So I suppose that it's just a 1-inning outing for Mike Morin. 1, 2, 3, 6th. Top of the order coming up for the Twins, and Santana, Dozier, and Mauer. 7th inning.
I mean, very solid job by Michael Morin in that inning.
Trying to force down a little bit. It's 3 balls and a strike. 6 runs, 9 hits, 3 left on for the Twins. 7 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 1 left on for the Angels. Halo scored 5 in the first. Minnesota scored 5 in the second. Angels got 2 in the second on the home run by Trout. Minnesota got 1 back in the 5th. And that is a walk. The second issued by Donuno. Puts a man on with 1 out. We'll bring up David Freese.
Tonight's game is being powered by Energy Upgrade California. Manage energy and help California stay golden. Visit energyupgradeca.org.
Fourth walk picked up by the Halos tonight. David Freese twice as grounded out. Once the third, once the short.
David Freese chased that cut fastball off the plate. Looking first pitch fastball, got it, but that cut action and was end up being out of the strike zone.
Ground ball through the hole on the left side. For the first time against Donuno tonight, the Angels have 2 base runners on board. And Hank will step up.
Well, yeah, through the cut fastball away, tried to run a 2-seam fastball down and in. And Freese hit that in the hole for a base hit.
Hank twice has hit one to Dozier, playing him in the overshift in shallow right field. Dozier with a couple of base runners now plays on the dirt. Hank looks at a strike.
Hit the ball pretty well twice. See if he can get some elevation here. See if he can get something up in the strike zone to do some damage.
One ball, one strike. Cron at second, Freese at first. Missed hit. .52 pitches thrown by the right-hander. 31 for strikes. Two one. 3 balls and a strike. Minnesota now with action in their bullpen as it looks like Escobar and Suzuki are going to come out and talk things over with the right hand. Has been a starter, but has not pitched in 10 days. Took over for Kyle Gibson in the third. Matt Guerrier getting ready.
Well, he's been around a while.
Yeah. Three balls and a strike. 2 men on and 1 out. Top of the order, and Calhoun on deck. Here's the pitch. And he skies with a shallow left center. Sam Ford comes racing in. The center fielder's there. 2 outs.
Right fielder, number 56, Cole Calhoun.
Cole Calhoun 1 for 2 tonight. Been on board twice with a walk and a single. He scored 2 runs. Skied one to left field against Duno in the 4th. Pulls this one foul. Oh, 1 now. Lays off. Suzuki's going to go out again. Have a little conversation. One pitch upstairs. Little bouncer to first. Bauer will take it himself. The Angels again waste another opportunity to leave a man in scoring position. We'll head to the 7th still with a 7-6 lead.
Here, play of the game with the score tied at 5. Calhoun on at first. Mike Trout gets a fastball, thigh high, inner part of the plate, and hits a 2-run home run. The difference maker in the game so far, his 17th home run of the season, 55th and 56th RBI of the season for Mike Trout.
Mike Trout still 2nd overall in the American League as far as vote totals. Jose Bautista leading the charge at 3.6. He is the captain of the American League Home Run Derby team. Troy Tulowitzki. He will be leading the National League.
Yeah, they're doing some serious voting up there in Toronto. They are in first place, the Blue Jays. for Angel fans to get out there and vote for Mike Trout to get that leaderboard as far as votes in the American League, the top total.
Kevin Jepsen is in the game. So Michael Bourne works just one, and it was a stellar one. 3 batters, all 3 retired, including a strikeout. Danny Santana is a shortstop as Jepsen delivers a strike. Santana 1 for 3, an RBI double with a run scored in the second.
Nice changeup from Jepsen. Had Santana well out in front.
Kevin last pitched in Saturday's game. Gave up the home run to Shin-Soo Choo. As this is a shot into the alley in right center field. Santana can run. He's going to try to stretch it into a double. Cole's throw is not in time, and the leadoff man and tying run is in scoring position for Minnesota to start the 7th. Now it's time for the AT&T fan photo of the game. Remember to tweet your photos using hashtag WestFanPhoto, and your photo could be used in an upcoming game broadcast. Thanks to Patty the Sampler. I like it. Good Twitter name. Send us a tweet, hashtag WestFanPhoto. Santana picks up his second double of the game. He is on board. And here's Brian Dozier.
You have to pay attention to him at second base too. Vary your look. You're a good hitter here, especially a situational type hitter in Dozier. Hitting the ball, trying to hit it to the right side of the infield.
Fastball away. Dozier a couple of hits tonight. 2 for 3, 2 singles and an RBI. I'm surprised to see Jepsen in here, considering how economical Bourne was in the 6th inning. Trying to piece together 4 innings out of the bullpen.
What we've seen from almost everyone out of the bullpen, it's been exclusively 1 inning. Nobody's really maxed out going to 2nd inning.
T.J. Wilson lasting just 5 tonight. 6 runs all earned, 9 hits, including 2 home runs. Jepsen falls behind here. 2 balls and a strike.
An extremely dangerous hitter on deck in Mauer.
Halos don't have an off day for a while. Two one. 3-1. Double by Santana, the 10th hit Minnesota's picked up tonight. On the corner, full count. Joe Mauer on deck, then Josh Willingham. And he walked him. So the first 2 have reached here against Jepsen to start the 7th. A double and a walk, and that'll bring up Mauer. 1 for 3 tonight, had a double just inside the third base bag against C.J. Wilson in the 5th.
Bauer has grounded into 9 double plays.
I was trying to stay away from that because the last time I mentioned it, he doubled. So I got the whammy. You got the whammy that way.
Yeah, now I got
Right.
the double play ball.
That'd be nice.
Right to Howie for a 4-6-3 double play.
A double that he picked up in the 5th inning, his 14th of the year. Good speed on the bases, and Santana Dozier. Now looks at a strike. Ground ball up the middle. Kendrick to the backhand. Touches the bag. Fires to first. Just like that. Double play. 2 outs.
It was exactly what Jepson and the Angels needed. And another wise decision by Jepson. Let that ball go. Originally trying to field the ball. Brought his glove back. Realizing that Howie had coverage and an easier double play turn if Howie's fielding the baseball as compared to Jepson fielding and turn and throw into second base.
So Josh Willingham at the plate. Santana standing at third, representing the tying run. Good off-speed pitch. No balls and a strike. Willingham homered in the 2nd inning, 7th of the year. Struck out in the 3rd and popped out in the 5th. Pretty good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Especially after changeup backed it up with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Missed by a lot.
Two on now. Just missed low. 3 balls and a strike. Doesn't get any easier with Kendrys Morales on deck. Lead off double followed by a walk, but then a double play ball. Getting the first 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Three-one pitch, and he walked him. Bring up the left-hand hitting Kendrys Morales as he'll spin around with Jepson on the mound.
We're trying to get Willingham to chase back-to-back changeups, but he did not go after those pitches.
Morales 1 for 2 with a homer and a fly ball to center. He also had a sac fly in the 5th inning.
Good changeup from Jepson against Morales, thinking fastball.
Kendrys signing with the Minnesota Twins after spending first 3+ months of the season. Florida working out. They rejected the qualifying offer from the Seattle Mariners last offseason, thus having a draft pick compensation attached to him. kind of stayed away, but right after the draft, that draft pick compensation falls off. And the Twins struck kind of out of nowhere, kind of surprised some people.
And there's a lot of clubs. Heard Oakland, Texas involved in that conversation, even the Yankees for that matter.
Picked up his first home run in the second. That was off CJ. Broken bat flare, and that hits the seats. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Goes back to the dugout to get some new lumber. Great guy. Great personality. As you pointed out earlier in the game, just been a fantastic addition already for the Twins in their clubhouse. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Kendrys. And Jepson works around that leadoff double and 2 walks. 7th inning stretch time. 7-6 Angels. The score of 7-6. We take a look at the Honda upcoming schedule. 2 more against the Minnesota Twins this week. Johan Pino going tomorrow for the Twins. Garrett Richards on the hill for the Angels. Then Ricky Nolasco and Jared Weaver wrapping things up on a Wednesday. Remember, Wednesday it's a 12:35 start here at the Big A.
Well, Pino's got a good fastball himself. He's going to have a hard slider. It's a good pitching matchup tomorrow night. A couple of youngsters. Richards has been outstanding this season.
Right-hander Matt Guerrero takes over on the mound. The veteran relieves Samuel DeDuno. Pitching the 16th game, 0-1 record at 2.65 ERA. He'll face 2, 3, and 4 Trout, Pujols, and Hamilton. Trout looks at a strike. Mike 1 for 1, homered in the second inning. A 2-run shot. He's also walked twice. And he's picked up a stolen base. That was his 10th in the 5th. Check swing bouncer on the third base side. Guerrero has it. Returned it quickly. Trout retired for the first down.
He ran that 2-seam fastball in on Trout.
Well, DeDuno kept the Angels scoreless through 4 innings. 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks for the right-hander. Not to say the Angels haven't had opportunities or didn't have opportunities against DeDuno. They did. Both last innings. Halos tonight 2 for 9 with men in scoring position. For their last 6. Albert tonight 0 for 3, reached in the first on the fielder's choice and eventually scored one of the 5 runs the Angels put on the board. Twins came storming back against C.J. Wilson. It's at 9 men to the plate. Scored 5 times on 6 hits and erased a 5-0 deficit.
Boy, CJ threw 39 pitches in that second inning.
And somehow still in line for a W. Leading 7-6. Lasting just 5 innings tonight. Kyle Gibson, the starter for Minnesota, went 2. Albert punches that breaking ball foul. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ernesto Frieri now getting ready for the 8th inning. Minnesota has Suzuki, Parmalee, and Escobar due up in the 8th. This one down towards center. Sam Ford can get a couple of steps. 2 outs. Hamilton 1 for 3. 2 RBIs, single back in the first inning. He struck out the last 2 times up. And I may have misspoken on the game times. 7:05 tomorrow, 12:35 on Thursday. Off day yesterday kind of jacks up your week. The calendar looks and how it feels, more importantly. You guys are pretty smart. You guys can figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what it meant.
You knew today was Tuesday,
So
right?
quit tweeting me at the right times. Hamilton a swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Just sit back and listen.
And it's halfway to Christmas tomorrow, so we do know that's a Wednesday, the 25th of June.
Hamilton flips one out to shallow left field. Josh Willingham comes in, can't make the play. That ball almost hit him on the toe. 2 out single. Hamilton will take it.
Second hit of the game for Hamilton, 2 for 4.
It'll bring up Ibar. Hit by a pitch, a ground down, and a punch out for Eric. Hit by Josh, the 6th for the Angels tonight. Slow roller to short. Santana, double clutch, still throws out Ibar. Strong arm by the Twins to shortstop. The Halos are done here in the 7th. Well, head of the 8th here at the Big A. Ernesto Frieri coming on in a 7-6 Angels lead.
insurance. Get a fast-free quote at mercuryinsurance.com and see how much you can save. And by Hyundai, the countdown to savings is on now at Hyundai's 4th of July sales event. Visit buyhyundai.com today. Down to the 8th inning here at the Big A. It is 7-6 Angels. Kurt Suzuki, Chris Parmalee, and Eduardo Escobar scheduled batters for Ron Gardenhire, the Minnesota Twins at 6, 7, and 8 to face Ernesto Frieri. Comes in, replaces Kevin Jepsen. Ernesto pitching in his 33rd game, 0-3 mark, a 5.83 ERA, 29 in the third innings, 36 strikeouts, 7 walks, but 32 hits allowed and 8 home runs, and that has been the biggest issue for Ernesto, and that's why he's no longer closing games.
Yeah, it's a matter of confidence for Ernesto. He just has to start believing in his ability to get hitters out. If you think in terms of making a mistake, that's when you do make a mistake, when you're on the mound. Get back to being confident, challenging hitters, hitting your spots, and getting some quick outs.
Kevin Jepsen went 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 2 walks. Using 5 batters. With Ernesto pitching this 8th inning, you would assume that it's Joe Smith for the 9th. First one down low, and it was off the glove of Hank between the legs. 1 ball, no strikes. Suzuki tonight 0 for 3. Ground out, a strikeout, a fly ball to left. 10-hit attack for the Minnesota Twins. Both of these teams started this series coming in with winning streaks. Minnesota with 4 games. Angels with a 3-game winning streak. Ernesto delivers a strike. Minnesota just coming off a quick 4-game homestand, which they swept the Chicago White Sox. The Angels, of course, sweeping the Texas Rangers this weekend. 1-1 now. Upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. This is a ground ball to short. Ibar has it. 1 down.
Well, he got Suzuki to pull that baseball. It's out over the plate. It's been a ground ball. The shortstop get that all-important first out for Ernesto.
Breaks up the right fielder, Chris Parmalee. It's had a 1 for 3 night. A single and a couple of punch outs. This one's fouled off the left. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Ernesto has struggled. Granted, he has struggled across the board, but when you look at splits, righties, lefties, the right-handers have really given him quite a bit of trouble from a batting average standpoint. .333 batting average. The lefties, of course, is a .240 average, but more home runs. 6 home runs.
It's really surprising for a right-handed batter, especially when you can run that fastball inside.
We haven't seen that, though. That riding fastball where it used to, that lateral action that was so devastating. Haven't seen a whole lot of that. Maybe, you know, I'm just thinking out loud here. The development of trying to develop the breaking ball, the slider, and the changeup for him. Maybe that's kind of jacked a little bit with that velocity on there, that movement on that fastball.
Yeah, because that can destroy a bat when he runs that fastball in against a right-handed batter. Looks out over the plate and he commits to a swing, and before you know it's on the handle of the bat.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Like that pitch right there. In the past, that was not only wasn't 93, it was 95 to 97, and almost in the right-handed batter's box, darting away from a lefty.
I mean, that's that scary pitch right there. That's a little bit too much of the plate and down to a left-handed batter, especially Parmalee, who's got good power to right field. You want to force him to use the big part of the field if he's going to hit a ball well.
Two. Swing and a miss. Down goes Parmalee, 2 down.
Well, it was interesting, even though he got the strikeout there, that the target was set up and away. And Conger wanted this pitch away. They talk about that lateral movement. You see the target set up like that, and instead it was a fastball down. And Parmalee was upset at himself for not making contact on that pitch.
Right. Usually the happy zone for a left-handed batter, that down and in. 2 outs, nobody gone. Eduardo Escobar, the batter. He's the third baseman tonight. 0 for 3. Almost corkscrewed himself into the ground, and it's no balls and a strike.
I don't think he was looking for a single on that swing.
No. 2 home runs on the year. One ball, 1 strike. Halos in the bottom of the 8th inning have Kendrick, Crone, and Freeze due up. Casey Fiend getting ready. One and 2. The bullpen, ERA-wise for Minnesota, has done a nice job this year. 12-19 record, a 3.61 ERA. For starters, came over the 4.63 ERA, and that went up a little bit. But Kyle Gibson getting knocked out after 2 innings, allowing 7 runs.
Yeah, the conversation with many of the Twins people, they feel the starting pitching is starting to develop and starting to get a feel on the mound.
And that's driven out towards center field. Trout giving chase, still going back at the warning track. He'll make the catch. A 1-2-3 8th inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. 7-6 Angels. Things over. A little bit of a scare there on that ball that Escobar hit. Fortunately, hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark.
That's why you utilize the bigger part of the field. You don't take a chance of missing something on the inner half.
Now Kendrick fouls off the first offering. Guerrero is still in the ball game. Kendrick Cronin frees for the Angels here in the bottom of the 8th. Howard tonight extending his inning streak to 8 games with a first inning single. Brought home 2 runs. Now with 31 RBIs. 1 for 3 on the evening.
Boy, credit the Minnesota Twins bullpen tonight so far, keeping this game close.
Yep. The 1-2. Pulled to the left side. A leadoff single for Howard Kendrick. Multi-hit game for him.
And that being said, a couple insurance runs would go nicely here for the Halos in the bottom of the 8th. Oh, a base hit in the first inning. Got his hands inside the baseball. This baseball's up and in above the belt. Able to get his hands inside and then still get the bat head out to drive it in the hole between short and third.
Pulled through the left side. Another base hit. So back-to-back singles is how he stops at second.
An interesting decision now for Mike Scioscia. David Freese always has been a run producer in his career. Will he be asked to bunt here to advance Howie and C.J. Cron into scoring position?
Yeah, just thinking along those same lines, John McDonald's more than likely going to come in and pitch or be the defensive third baseman in the 9th inning. If you are looking for the sacrifice, you figured he'd be the perfect guy to do it. So maybe he's not going to.
No, you think he's going to be swinging away.
Yeah. David 1 for 3, singled in the 6th. 1 ball, no strikes.
And David's approach is going to be, I talked to Don Baylor in spring training a lot about David Freese, and he said his best swings are to right center field or up the middle. If he does that, at the very least, he'll be able to advance Howie into scoring position or move him over to third base, if not score him.
Watch out. Hit by pitch, loads him up. Well, that's one way to advance the runners.
Not the fun way to do.
No. Especially for a guy that's already been on the DL once this year, getting hit by a pitch. The Angels will get a pinch runner at first base. And it is the aforementioned John McDonald. Ron Gardenhire is going to go to the bullpen with Hank Conger due up. They're going to go to Caleb Thielbar. He's coming into this ball game. A pitching change here at the 8th with the bases loaded. The Angels looking for some insurance. Of the 8th inning, Matt Guerrero giving up back-to-back singles to Kendrick and Cron, and then hitting David Freese. So he is no longer in the game. And it's Caleb Thielbar taking over. 29th game for him, 2-0 record. And a 3.28 earned run average. Brewers 18th round pick back in 2009. Pitched with Minnesota last year. 49 games. This is very good out of the pen with a 1.76 earned run average. He'll face a pinch hitter. Grant Green has come up and will hit for Hank Conger. And that's John McDonald who's pinch running for David Freese. No place to put him here. Infield playing halfway here. Grant hitting .338 with a home run and 6 runs batted in. First one down and in. Hitters hitting just .212 against Thielbar. Lefties 209, righties 214. He's given up a couple of home runs. Looking for at least a sac fly here.
Yeah, just looking for something elevated. It's a good pitch to take for Green.
This one's out to shallow right field. Parmalee coming in. Not going to be deep enough. 1 out. Well, with an off-speed pitch. So Cole Calhoun will get an opportunity here. The Angels now what, 0 for 7. 0 for their last 7 with men in scoring position. 2 from 10 overall. Joe Smith getting ready for the Angels. He will be pitching tonight. Calhoun tonight 1 for 3. Cole takes a strike.
Thielbar doesn't have an overpowering fastball. It's going to be around 87 to 92, but he does throw a lot of sliders, and with a left-handed batter up, that's what he'll probably throw from this point forward against Calhoun.
One ball, one strike. Cole with a walk and a single tonight. This will fly ball to left and a ground ball to first. This one fouled down the left field line and out of play. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trout on deck. Third time tonight the Angels have had the bases loaded. Hamilton delivered a 2 RBI single in the first. Crone rolled into a double play. And now Green with a fly ball to right. 1-2. Downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With that 1 for 3 tonight with the bases loaded, the Angels now 11 for 57 on the season. That is so hard to believe considering this team. The lineup.
And the good approach, they utilize the whole field.
1 grand slam, and of course that was Trout. Got it off Chris Sale. Full count. There's been 7-6 since Minnesota cut the deficit to 1 with a run in the 5th inning. The Angels haven't scored since the 2nd. Now the payoff pitch. Cole, little dribbler foul.
Boy, Cole is trying to serve a base hit in the left field, left center field. Peelbar staying away with either his fastball or slider. It's forced to throw a fastball here with the bases loaded. Last couple of pitches.
Another 3-2. Cole skies one out to left center. Sam Fuld calling for it. Oh, you got to take a chance here. Howie tags. Here comes the throw from Fuld. It's cut off. The throw goes to third and out at third, but the run scores. The Angels get a run out of it, but they also leave Mike Trout on deck.
That's what you have, Mike Trout coming up.
We're head to the ninth. The Angels up by 2. And let's go back to that Howie Kendrick run scored on the sac fly. The reason we bring that up is because the third out was recorded at third base, but the run scored before the tag.
Yeah, that's why it's so important as a runner coming down to score. You run as hard as you can to get to that home plate, because once he touches the home plate, the tag is made on C.J. Cron at third. You're going to score, but if you had not touched the plate before the tag was applied at third, no run would score.
And as we said going to break, not a fan of that play right there, because you leave your best player in the on-deck
circle. I can understand at certain parts of the lineup you may do that as far as drawing a throw to third base, but the reality is you have Mike Trout coming up.
John McDonald stays the game. He's in third. Chris Iannetta is the new catcher, and it is Joe Smith taking over here in the ninth inning. 33rd game, 2-0 record, a 3.16 ERA, has 5 saves. This being a save opportunity. Fuld, Santana, and Dozier due up for the Minnesota Twins. Sam Fuld tonight, 2 for 3, a couple of singles and an RBI. He's also scored a run and picked up a stolen base.
Joe Smith, familiar with the Minnesota Twins, playing in that AL Central. It's his 33rd game career-wise against the Minnesota Twins. With a couple career saves against them. ERA 1.59 for Joe Smith versus the Minnesota Twins.
Oh, 2. Missed outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Joe pitched Sunday night. 1 inning, 1 run. Gave up the home run to Murphy. At 9th. Non-safe situation. That's a called strike 3 on the outside corner, 1 down.
Boy, he hit that slider back door against Sam Fuld to get the first out. Punch out for Joe Smith. Great location of this pitch.
Top of the order we go. Danny Santana due up. Stick around after the last down. Angels Live postgame presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers, Ken French and Jose Mota, along with Alex Curry. Break it down for you. Angels trying to go to 9 games over 500 for the first time this year. Pick up a game in the standings. Oakland lost earlier tonight to the New York Mets 10-1.
The possibility of going 10 games over 500 at home.
That's right. Oh, one pitch. Out of the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Santana with a couple of doubles tonight. 2 for 4. RBI and a run scored. That run the Angels got in the 8th inning, charged to Matt Greer. 0-2 pitch. This is pulled to first. Albert is there. Waves off Smith. 2 down. So Brian Dozier stands between the Angels and their 42nd victory of the season. Dozier looks at a strike. T.J. Wilson, the pitcher of record for the Angels. Mike Moore in a scoreless inning of relief. Same for Jepson. Ernesto Friario, 1, 2, 3/8. 0-2. Pitch, a little flare out to shallow center field. Dozier punches it in for his 3rd hit of the night. The 11th hit for Minnesota, and Mauer will bat here in the 9th inning.
Went in, try to do anything with that pitch other than to make contact. And Dozier gets a base hit out of it. You mentioned that, Victor. 3rd hit of the game for Dozier.
Dozier takes off. The pitch upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Albert was playing behind Dozier. Mauer late. Fouls it off. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. 37,086 tonight for the opening game of this 3-game series. Tomorrow, the old halfway to Christmas celebration. The wreaths are already up on the walls here.
Why not celebrate earlier with a W here?
That's what you guys do in the Gubaza household.
Oh, and there's no question.
1-1. Chopper towards short. Eric Guybar has it. Fires to first. Right that baby up as the Angels pick up their 42nd win of the season. Pick up a game in the standings. Tonight, the final 8-6.
Boy, what a tough battle this was the whole game for the Angels. Had that 5-0 lead in the first, but Minnesota comes right back and ties it with 5 in the second. Mike Trout's 2-run home run, the difference maker in the bottom of the second. A well-played game. Good job by the bullpen. Preserve the victory for C.J. Wilson, who had given up 6 runs in 5 innings, but gets the W. It moves to 8-6. Kyle Gibson falls to 6-6, and Joe Smith picks up his 6th save of the season.
Halo's offense came prepared tonight to face Kyle Gibson. Knocked him out after 2 innings, but C.J. Wilson unfortunately gave up those 5 runs in the 2nd inning. All of a sudden became a brand new ball game. Trout with a 2-run home run, 17th of the year. Minnesota got a run back in the 5th inning, and then the Angels' little insurance run in the bottom of the 8th. And that's how it stands. 8-6 the final. The Angels for the first time this year, 9 games over 500. Little baby steps as you pick up a game and now find themselves 4 games back of the division-leading Oakland Athletics, and Garrett Richards on the mound tomorrow night in Game 2 of this 3-game set. And considering the way the series went last year for the Angels against the Minnesota Twins,
you'll take it.
Nice victory, although not the way you would like for it to have played out, but you will certainly take the W. Remember, the Angels went 1-5 on the season against the Minnesota Twins, and it was this type of play from the Minnesota Twins that caused the Angels to go just 1-5.
They fight right back in the game. Gardenhire has done a very good job as far as making this young club believe in himself and never out of a ballgame. They came right back in it.
C.J. Wilson, as you mentioned, picked up the win and giving up a season high 6 earned runs. It matches the first start of the year on 9 hits. But the Halos pick up the victory by the final of 8-6. Stick around. Angels Live postgame is coming up next with Ken French and Jose Mota.